Let's bring in our think tank. Joining us, Joseph Prosecutor Bob Bianchi, Dr. Sue Kornbluth. All right, Joe, she walks into your office, or you've got to go visit her in the jail. What's that conversation like?
Oh, that conversation, of course, is going to be private and confidential, but it's also going to be an honest heart-to-heart conversation. It looks like the die's already been cast, right? This is not a question of identification of the accused. There's two avenues here. One, a mental health defense, or two, the self-defense. It doesn't seem like self-defense is very viable given the age of the mother, given the fact that she was found on her bed. So I would think it would be a mental health defense, and a mental health defense, the most important thing to do is to get an expert to see the defendant as close in time to the event as possible. And of course, you want your own expert. You don't want a state's expert to get down and have access first. So I think that I would steer her to a mental health defense as soon as possible.
Dr. Sue, what are your thoughts here about the relationship? I'm sorry, Bob. I just wanted to ask Dr. Sue about family relationships, mother-daughter, as the mother and daughter get older, right? Mom is now 80. Yeah. What are some of the dynamics and things that can go terribly wrong here?
So what I think you're saying in that clip is probably not really what was going on behind closed doors. And I think that there was probably a history of some kind of contentious relationship between the two of them. Maybe some kind of abuse was going on, or she felt that she wasn't protected by her mother. I don't know, but I'm pretty much suspecting that this woman was holding in probably a lot of stuff that happened along the way, and maybe went over there in rage and just killed her. Or they had a terrible, terrible fight, and this happened as well. But you need to understand that children of parents often hold in tremendous amount of trauma within themselves that oftentimes they do not work through until they're in their 40s or 50s.
Bob, we have about 40 seconds. Wrap this up for us.
Yeah, as a prosecutor, the name of the game here is cutting off the defenses. Joe just told you what he's going to do. We know that as prosecutors. We're going to go through all the electronic data, text messages, emails, do a complete social history, talk to friends, talk to neighbors. We want to show that this was a knowing and purposeful act, and not something that was done in the heat of passion, which can lower it from murder to manslaughter, that this was something that was done, that we'll try to figure out what that motive was, and that it wasn't self-defense. We'll also work with forensic experts, Vinny, so we'll have to wait and see what the facts are, but we're going to try to cut those defenses off at the pass.
Bob Bianchi, Dr. Sue Kornbluth, Joseph Krowski Jr., awesome, as always. Thank you all so much.